It wasn't a medical emergency. It wasn't a job loss. That sandwich ruined me, a life rebuilt, blindsided. It was a rainy Tuesday afternoon, and I was standing in line at a gas station holding a turkey sandwich and a bottle of water. I hadn't really planned to buy anything, but I was hungry, and $5 didn't seem like a big deal. As I walked back to my car and took a bite of the sandwich, I decided to check my bank account just to be safe. I opened the app and my stomach dropped. My balance showed 2.16. That's all I had. $2.16 in my checking account, and rent was due in 10 days. I felt a tight knot in my chest. My credit cards were maxed out. My savings were gone. That sandwich I just bought had overdrafted my account, and I knew what was coming next. A $35 overdraft fee. So now, this gas station sandwich had cost me $40. I sat in my car for a long time that day. I felt embarrassed. I felt stupid. But more than anything, I felt tired. Tired of always being broke. Tired of pretending I had it together. Tired of thinking the next paycheck would magically fix everything. I wasn't living large. I wasn't buying designer clothes or going on trips. I was working full-time, doing some freelance on the side, and still somehow drowning every single month. That day, something snapped. I realized I wasn't broke because I didn't make enough. I was broke because I didn't know how to manage what I had. That night, I didn't scroll on my phone. I didn't binge watch a show to forget. I sat down with a notebook and wrote down everything: my income, my rent, my car payment, my debt. For the first time in my life, I looked at the numbers without flinching. I wrote down how much I spent on food, on takeout, on random Amazon orders I barely remembered making. It was painful, but it was also the first time I felt a tiny bit in control. The next day, I canceled 3 subscriptions I wasn't even using. I made a meal plan and stuck to it. I gave myself a cash envelope for groceries and another for gas. When the cash was gone, that was it, no cheating. I called my credit card company and asked if they could lower my interest rate. They said no, but at least I asked. I started tracking every single dollar, not just the big ones, all of them. I stopped pretending that $5 sandwiches didn't matter, because they did. That moment sitting in my car with that overdrafted sandwich was the turning point. 3 months later, I had $500 saved. 6 months later, I paid off my smallest credit card. A year later, I had my first emergency fund. It wasn't fast, it wasn't exciting, but it was working. I wasn't rich, but I was no longer afraid of my bank account, and that changed everything. Looking back now, I'm kind of grateful for that terrible sandwich. It forced me to wake up. It made me take ownership. And it taught me that it's not about earning more. It's about learning to manage what you already have.